Number 0, Josh Richardson. At power forward, standing 6'8", number 42, Al Horford. Starting at the other forward position, standing 6'8", number 12, Tobias Harris. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 10 inches, number 25, Ben Simmons. Starting at center, 7 feet, number 21, Joel Embiid. The head coach of your home team is Brett Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, your Philadelphia 76ers.
Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony alongside, and our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers. But Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said, in Detroit, he's definitely the leader. When he speaks, everybody listens. This is his team. Kevin?
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And here's a look at some numbers for him.
And the past 10 games have been all about his work on the boards. He's been a different guy when it comes to rebounding. He's battling like he hadn't been earlier in the year, and it's great to see that kind of hustle.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Derrick Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Henson in at the 5 down low. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. I like this tonight, Smitty. We have veteran leadership on both teams. When you were a rookie in the NBA, who was your mentor?
You know, Kevin, this is going to surprise you because everybody looks at guys kind of on the court. My mentor was Manute Bol.
Really?
I played nothing like Manute Bol, but I would tell you, Kevin, he was my mentor. He would grab me by the ear and twist it and tell me what I needed to do as far as a leadership standpoint.
I never would have guessed him, Smitty, never.
Kevin, I walked in with some shorts and a polo shirt in Miami. He grabbed my ear and said, "That's not professional. You better wear a suit." I'm like, Manute, is 90 degrees. I had to wear a suit every game.
I like that story. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Simmons finds Richardson. Now Harris. Rebounded by Snell. Passes to Kennard. Outside Rose. Pistons passing it around. Now here's Henson. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Rose. And stolen by Horford. Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
This is where Tobias has really improved, keeping his eyes up, making plays for others.
Right side Rose. Lets it go from 11, and it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Philadelphia with the ball. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
Yes, the other team is feeding off that enthusiasm. You have to try and match that energy.
Good on the shot.
Very aggressive, Derrick Rose. So efficient on how he attacks the hoop.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Rose with the double team. Harris passes to Simmons. Just 5 on the clock. They get a hand on it. Here's Rose. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Derrick Rose is a problem on the break. Strong, fast, and able to finish over the top.
Simmons looking it over, and Henson sends it back. Here's Kennard, drills it from outside.
They have really found a rhythm here early. 4 for 5 to start this game.
On the wing, Harris. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Lofty arc on that jumper helps Harris convert in the face of pressure.
Oh, Griffin in position and stolen by Horford. Inside, and a slam dunk by Richardson.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Now here's Griffin. Here's Henson. And Embiid with the block. Outside, Simmons. Down low. And they double up Embiid. Here's Horford. And a dunk by Horford.
Unselfish. Moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
The Pistons leading. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. Top of the key, Rose. A floater rejected by Harris.
Great position on that play from Tobias, challenging the shot and getting a piece of it.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. Their last encounter was in Detroit.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
If you don't have that one guy who gets you 10-plus boards every night, you just have to send more guys to the glass.
I love how Simmons sets the floor. So good at spotting his teammates for high percentage shots.
And Josh Richardson, a 3-and-D type player, recommitted himself last year, Smitty, to defense.
Kevin, he felt like he wasn't being impactful on the defensive end and vowed to amend that. He can be a nuisance with that reach, and he's put in that extra work to solidify his defensive presence.
One shot.
And that one misses.
Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
Pass to Embiid. Back to Simmons. Six to shoot. Horford trying to free himself up. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in. Horford's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Simmons again throws. Up top, Henson. Pass to Kennard. Over Richardson. That one off the back iron and out. And Smitty, you were talking about the Pistons, a history of success, of championships. But the last 10 years have been difficult.
Pistons have struggled the last decade. You're so right, Kevin. But this team has a track record of not staying down for long. Detroit doing what they can to return to championship contention.
And it's Rose missing. And the 76ers with possession. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. And Simmons slams it in.
I'm amazed at Simmons' athletic ability. He moves so fluidly for someone that size.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions Right now, they need a basket.
The pass to Kennard. And he connects with the jumper. Kennard's got 5 now.
Great court awareness by Derrick Rose, reading every inch of the floor so well.
Richardson outside. On the wing, Harris. No good there. Great D that time from Griffin. To the paint. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Ben Simmons.
Derrick Rose putting pressure on the defense, always looking to draw contact.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
One of the areas where he has excelled all season long. How about 87% from the line?
Free throw drops for Rose. Smitty, every team has its leaders, either official or unofficial. What's expected, in your opinion, out of a team captain?
Well, I think leadership. Also have the same, voice of the coaching staff and organization, and also the voice of winning. I think if you have a leader that can do that, sometimes that leader's vocal, sometimes that leader leads by example, but you usually know who that is.
And Rose drops them both.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Bounce pass from Burks. Embiid against Griffin. Burks, the pass to Horford. Baseline J on the way. It's hauled in by Wood.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Round kicks to Rose. Almost, but it rolls out. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 14-6 run. And out of bounds, the Pistons will take it. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Al Horford. And Detroit with a change here, too. Galloway's checked in. Passes it to Wood. Stolen by O'Quinn. And, oh, here we go. Burks got it. A fast break chance, but they'll get another chance. Here's Thibault. Back to O'Quinn. Clock at 6. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Brown. Averaging 9 points per game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the calls.
And he makes the first. And so O'Quinn nails both of them. Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to the Knicks in New York.
When they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots, but on that occasion, it was few and far between.
You know, they take 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and exercise in frustration.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Galloway taking his time here. Pass to McRae. Goes up to the stripe. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Pistons trailed by 5. Brown wide open. He fires. Good on the three-point shot.
Defensively, a breakdown along the perimeter. Just too slow to rotate.
Griffin against Burks. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Detroit.
The former University of Colorado alumni Burks, a solid two-guard who can really light it up.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Shooting two.
The first free throw is good. Henson's checked in for Detroit. And Burks hits 2 free throws. Enzo Galloway with it. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. 4-point game. To the middle. And John Henson with the slam.
This is who you want leading that play. A sure passer with great awareness.
Thibault, the pass to Burks. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Well, Langston Galloway, not the most efficient scorer, but he'll eat minutes for you.
Yeah, Galloway not a player you want taking a ton of shots overall, but he can hit from outside if you give him a look. That's really his best shot.
And the technical free throw is good. Well, when the game is decided and the clock is running out, the winning team shouldn't try to score. But we're seeing more of that these days. I'm not sure why. Kind of an unwritten rule. What do you think about that, Steve?
Yeah, Kevin, it used to be. And I watch a lot of these players come in. The game is decided. You know, they're up 10 or down 10, and they're still out here dunking, shooting. Back in my day, Kevin, you get that little ugly look from the team. And then the next game, you usually come up with a hard foul against you just to send a message.
The 76ers have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
Shooting two.
First free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
The shot is good by McRae. The 76ers leading by 3. Kicks to O'Quinn. Pass to Milton. Embiid with it. Fires the 3. And Henson pulls it down.
There was a mix-up defensively. Left him all alone. He just couldn't hit it.
Brown the pass to Henson. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Wood. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. 10th in rebounding, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Here's Burks, and Henson sends it back. And now the Pistons fast break. Plenty of space, and a little luck that time, but it drops. And now just a 1-point 76ers lead. The pass to Embiid. Here's Milton. There's 1:17 left in the first quarter. Can't hit from in close.
There is the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
A second chance effort. It's deflected. Goes up again. And it's Brown missing.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball.
Here's Burks, and some very quick points for him on that possession. Burks has got 5 points so far.
Alec very comfortable shooting from mid-range. That's a shot he can get with his driving ability.
Here's Galloway. Burks covering. Galloway kicks to Brown. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And Philadelphia making a change here. Korkmaz is checked in. The 76ers leading by 3. Passes it to Burks. 32 seconds left in the first. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against 1 make. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Brown the pass to Wood. Stolen by O'Quinn. Here's Korkmaz. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Here's Thibault. Just 3 on the clock, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. 76ers lead by 3. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about why he gravitated towards basketball instead of baseball.
Coming from a place where, baseball is what's driven to us every time. I mean, I started playing baseball. I didn't play basketball. I started playing baseball, and, just watching my dad play basketball, I just fell in love with the game. But people were still telling me, they're like, nobody makes it out of here, usually out of basketball. I mean, your dad was a very rare case, and I just believed in it.
Yep, wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
And what a career. College championships at Florida, an all-star in the NBA. I think he made the right choice.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the 76ers, what are your thoughts?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
And they took advantage of some careless ball handling, some careless passing. You have to be more careful around these guys.
Kyle O'Quinn out there with Korkmaz. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Thibault in at the 2 spot. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Here's Thibault. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Works for 3. And O'Quinn slams it in.
There's no bigger play in a close game than a putback slam.
Oh, and that one's got them all hyped up. Wow.
They're bringing the energy, the hustle, the fight, and they also didn't give up on that possession.
And the shot no good from McRae. And so it's Burks bringing it up now for Philadelphia. 3-point lead. He gets it in there. Burks has got 7 points. For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Here's McRae. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Chalk up 2 there.
Man, I'll tell you, when you get your floater game going, it's a tremendous weapon.
And so here is Philadelphia after the basket by Detroit. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Burks, the shot misses. And Detroit the other way now.
And the truth is, this league would have been much bigger had he shot better.
For the Pistons, Tony Snell's checked in for McRae. Luke Kennard comes in for Brown. And it's Rose in for Langston Galloway. Pistons trail by 3. Rose up on top. Guarded by Simmons. With the teardrop, and Rose finishes inside. He's got 10.
Derrick Rose, against the defense, surprised him a little bit with that floating jump shot.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. For 3, Harris. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And the 76ers lead by 4. Rose passes to Kennard. Outside Rose. To the inside. And stolen by Simmons. Here's Burks. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Blazing first step of Burks, enabling him to leave the defense in his wake.
Snell, the pass to Rose. Pass to Wood. Just 5 to shoot. Rebound by the 76ers. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for him. No coverage that time. Harris has got the lead up to 9 now for the 76ers.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
Here's Simmons following the score by Derrick Rose. And it's Simmons penetrating. The shot comes out. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Here's Snell, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
That's good from Snell. Smitty, lately we're seeing more deep three-pointers than ever before. Think you could step out to that 35-foot mark?
Hey, Kevin, I could step out there, but the question is, could I make them at a high percentage? And that's what's so beautiful now. You're seeing these guys step out further and further, but their percentage is higher and higher than it would be from others in my era shooting 35-footers. This is fantastic, but I do not want to see a 4-point line.
Now here's Simmons, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Simmons.
The first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, Simmons has been a phenomenal addition to our league.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Pistons trail by 6. Rose scanning the floor. Takes the three. It's hauled in by Richardson. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. Korkmaz passes to Simmons. He feeds it to Horford. He can't get that one. Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Rose. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Here's Richardson. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Richardson's got 8 points.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days. In this period, they're feeding him, and he's feeling it.
The 76ers leading by 6. Dishes to Harris. Goes back up, and it's good. 2 points. He's got 10.
A tremendous defensive rebounder. Harris getting it done at the offensive end that time.
Rose passes to Griffin. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That'll be his second foul of the game.
His second foul in as many quarters. We'll see if he backs off or stays aggressive.
Shake Milton, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Pass to Kennard. Outside Rose. There's the pass to Snell. Buries the long-range jumper.
And really, Snell needs no time at all to get his jump shot off. He's looking to score once he gets the pass.
Outside, Simmons. Passes it to Milton. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Rose against Harris. Rose in the post. Not going to go that time. Some solid defense from Harris. In the corner, it's Richardson. Detroit with the rebound. Woods got his 4th rebound in this one. Kennard kicks to Rose. And stolen by Harris. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
They have leaned on him all quarter, and it has worked to perfection.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and, boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You take a look at the 76ers. They're trying to get in the playoffs here. If they stay the course, they will. And, of course, Detroit, they're much further down in the standings right now.
And checking out Detroit, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
All the talk around them now is already about what's going to take place in the offseason. Who's going to go? Who's going to stay? I'd be surprised if they don't have a much different look next year.
And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. You know, Smitty, we know players are getting more nights off around this time of the year. How much did that occur when you were playing in the NBA?
Coaches and organizations really came up to guys when they see they were hurting. You didn't want them to play when they were injured. And then at the end of the season, Kevin, usually you looked and said, ooh, we have the number 6 seed locked up or whatever place locked up. And then that's when you start to get nights off. I don't remember doing it during game 20 and game 30 where guys starting to get nights off.
Rose passes to Griffin. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Horford. And Smitty, Blake Griffin stepping up his game in every way since joining the Detroit Pistons.
Kevin, last season was a career year in scoring, and he's doing so much on the floor. Rebounding and passing are a big part of his game now, and he's leading the way for this team in a lot of ways.
That one is off.
People wondered how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from L.A. to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite.
So he comes up empty at the line. And with Griffin, he's also embraced Detroit's situation, trying to build a contender.
Griffin said he feels like he's a part of building something special here in Detroit. You have to admire how quickly Blake has gone all in for the Pistons franchise.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Rose in the post. Simmons is there. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut back down to 8. Those were necessary points from Rose. And so Simmons will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On the wing, Harris. Pass to Milton. Rebound, Detroit. Snell's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Rose, good. Rose has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Taking things into his own hands this quarter, trying to keep his team afloat.
Outside, Simmons. Here's Harris. That shot missing. And the Pistons now going the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Now here's Simmons. 5 points in the game. And so the ball is out of bounds. Richardson touched it last.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
Embiid, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Then for the Pistons, Jordan McRae, he's checked in for Tony Snell. Brown comes in for Luke Kennard. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose. Galloway, the pass to Griffin. Here's Wood, guarded by Embiid. Wood with the bucket.
Can't be that easy for him. Got to body him up down low.
And you have other methods as well. You could deny or you can just front the post.
Now here's Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
So the quickness, the size, and the speed of Simmons really breathtaking, especially when he's dribbling the rock.
Here's McRae. His last outing, he had 8 points. Here's Wood. Brown outside. The Pistons working the ball around now. Just 4 to shoot. Lets it go from 11. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Outside, Simmons. Pass to Embiid. that shot off. And the Pistons now going the other way. Now the pass to Brown. The dish to Griffin. Good D by Embiid.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Pistons trailed by 4. Brown the pass to Wood. Back to Brown. He kicks it to Galloway. On the wing, Brown. The 3. And he's good on the 3 ball. McRae has got 7 points here in this quarter. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first half. Richardson the pass to Simmons. Got a piece of it. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. Both teams will make substitutions. And the Pistons with possession here. They trail by 1. Here's Galloway. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Tobias Harris, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Philadelphia. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, you guys have gotten defense into offense. How do you keep that going?
Push the ball. We always want to push the ball. That's to stop. But again, we got to make good decisions. We don't want to come down and give it right back to them and let them run it down our throats to the other end. Run the ball, wings get out and run, pass it ahead, but then make good decisions and attack the basket.
Dwayne, good luck the rest of the way. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. What a game it's been for Tobias Harris. He had 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy. And then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
Check. What'd you think about the Pistons?
When you think about giving up 3 or 4 extra turnovers, that can mean 8 or 9 points at the other end. That's why every coach preaches it. Take care of the basketball. Bottom line, they need to protect the ball and play under control.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Pistons, on the wings, Kennard and Snell. John Henson out there with Griffin, and it's Rose in at the point.
You see the mentality of Josh Richardson. Be aggressive and leave no doubt.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. Here's Kennard after the Sixers pick up 2. Henson dishes to Rose. Shot clock at 5. Shoots. Griffin trying to get open. Pistons working now with the new shot clock. And John Henson with the slam.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
One shot.
That's good from Henson. The 76ers lead it. Richardson outside. Pass to Simmons. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Good. Simmons got 9.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Kennard, the pass to Rose. Oh, and here we go with Simmons. No, but oh, the power on that throw-down.
And that's how you start the fast break. Josh Richardson forcing the turnover. He did that in college, and he's doing it now.
Top of the key, Griffin. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Henson with it. 7 points in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Snell.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Now here's Richardson. 11 points in the game. Outside, Simmons. Over Rose. No good from Simmons.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Blake got out and ran in transition, made it look so easy.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
Meeting right at the rim, he typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
Richardson dishes to Simmons. Back to Richardson. Beyond the arc. Another miss by Philadelphia. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Detroit Pistons. Here's Kennard. He's got 5. That ties it up. And that's 20 points for Derrick Rose.
Each possession, more confidence from Derrick Rose. He wants the basketball. He's starting to knock him down.
Outside, Simmons. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Simmons got 6 here in this quarter.
He's been a big factor in their offense tonight, making shot after shot.
Rose kicks to Snell. Pass to Henson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Harris. The Pistons have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Henson. Some changes for Philadelphia. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Horford. And it's Korkmaz in for Simmons. He doesn't get the second one. The 76ers have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
And Embiid drops them both. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
Now, here's Richardson. Defense is right there. And Henson sends it back. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Snell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And checking out some numbers here for Harris. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. He's putting up about 21 points per, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
He's versatile. He's prolific. There really isn't much a defense can do once he catches fire.
The first one falls. And so Snell nails both of them. The 76ers lead it. Pass to Harris. Derrick Rose grabs the miss.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Shot's good by Kennard.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
Here's Korkmaz. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Richardson. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's Kennard. 7 points in the game. Kicks it to Snell. The pass to Rose. Clock at 4. From deep. Oh, trying for it. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose. So for the Pistons, Wood, he's checked in for Henson. Jordan McRae comes in for Tony Snell. And it's Bruce Brown in for Luke Kennard. Now Burks. He's got 9. And here is Harris. Rose with the double team. Now here's Burks. Over Rose. 4 on the shot clock. Korkmaz passes to Thibault. Takes a 3. Detroit with the rebound. Wood's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's McCray. He's got 9. Rose with the ball. Oh, Griffin in position. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. To the left wing. Embiid wide open. Bangs home the trifecta. Embiid's got 7 points here in this quarter. Third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
And the 76ers making a change here. Milton's checked in. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Langston Galloway's checked in for Rose. Here's McCray. 9 points in the game so far. Right side, Griffin. 5 on the clock. And Embiid pulls it down.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Here's Thibault. He's covered by Brown. Here's Embiid. And that one hits back iron.
Not sure if that's the shot you were looking for, but it's a fairly clean look. Almost have to take it.
McCray passes to Wood. And good that time. Wood's got the game tied up here for the Pistons.
He was able to simply lay it in over the top of the smaller man.
Passes it to Harris. Here's Thibault. Second chance shot, and Embiid lays it in. Embiid's got 9 points here in the second half.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Griffin finds Galloway. Inside, here's McCray, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
So it's Philadelphia now. Pass to Milton. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Griffin against Embiid. Harris inside. It's hauled in by Wood. Wood's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's McCray. He's got 12. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Philadelphia. He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. And he ends up missing both free throws. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Pass to Thibault. And the pass to Milton. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Embiid. Fades and shoots. And the shot is long.
The defense was begging him to take that shot, and he took the bait, but you can't blame him.
Brown. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And now Philadelphia on the break. And he dunks it down. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Here's Galloway. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Here's McCray. Right side, Griffin. Over Embiid. They get it back. Brown outside. Griffin trying to get open. Brown, good. Brown's got 6.
To stretch out the defense, you just need enough guys on the floor who can make that shot.
Milton the pass to Burks. On the wing, Harris. 1:09 left in the third. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
With a nice combination of strength and elusiveness, Harris makes things difficult for the defenders inside.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
And the first one at the line is good.
For a player this good, still in his 20s, Tobias Harris has been on an astonishing number of teams.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Horford comes in for Joel Embiid, and it's Ben Simmons in for Shake Milton. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. The Pistons leading. To the right side. Here's Griffin, and the layup's good off the glass. Griffin's got 4 points in the quarter.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here is Horford. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. And Simmons slams it in.
He's an absolute gym rat. Simmons is relentless in his pursuit to dominate really all phases of the game and improving with his scoring.
Burks against Brown. 27 seconds left in the third. Outside Griffin. Wood kicks to Galloway from deep three-point range. Rebound by the 76ers. Harris has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. From deep. And the last second attempt does not go in for him.
Good job by Langston Galloway staying on balance on the defensive end and contesting that shot.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. It's Detroit. They're up by 1. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen to Coach Brett Brown.
Let's be great on simplicity. On misses, you're running. On makes, A to B in play. If it's slow, we'll call something. Get that thing humming. Get it popping.
Greg, I love that. Some awesome advice from Coach Brown.
I mean, he is really trusting his players right now, wanting them to be assertive from this point on.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Down low, it's Harris and Horford. Alec Burks is out there with Simmons. And it's Thibault in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Detroit with the ball. Wood passes to McRae. Five to shoot. Here's Galloway. Here's Griffin. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. And the Pistons lead by 1. Philadelphia shooting well. They're at 45%. Burks kicks to Simmons. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
And when Simmons is inside, forget about it. He uses his skill and smarts to take advantage.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. Josh Richardson's checked in for Philadelphia. Then for the Pistons, John Henson's checked in for Wood. Tony Snell comes in for McRae. And it's Luke Kennard in for Langston Galloway. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Dwayne Casey went over with his team. He said to them, that's the kind of effort we need to bring every night. We're right in this thing. But it's going to take sustained effort to close it out. Now let's bring it home. Kevin, back to you.
And the basket by Harris.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Kennard kicks to Snell. Back to Kennard. Outside Griffin. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Horford. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Now here's Brown after Ben Simmons' miss. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Kennard. Simmons against Brown. Pass to Richardson. Down low, here's Horford. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
And the first one drops. And And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him Average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
And Al Horford drops them both. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
And so here is Philadelphia following the three by Detroit. Outside, Simmons. And Henson sends it back. Here's Kennard. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. Horford dishes to Simmons. He kicks it to Embiid. Wide open look. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 7th assist here tonight.
A tale of two halves. He's really turned it around here, scoring the ball.
Now here's Rose. Right side, Griffin. Pass to Snell. Here's Henson. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Now here is Harris. He's tightly guarded, and that one is off. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Henson's shot is off.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
You know, this is something you practice over and over again. I'm surprised they couldn't execute.
The incredible focus of Simmons. Nothing gets to this guy, even when he's getting bodied by the defense.
Now here's Rose. And there's the pass to Griffin. Over Horford. And Griffin scores. The assist by Rose. Griffin's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Here's Simmons. The teardrop falls in. Simmons got 14 points here in the second half.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
Simmons against Rose. Here's Kennard. Passes to Griffin. And it's sent back by Horford. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Can't cash in from close range. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Detroit Pistons. And stolen by Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
Beautiful handles by Tobias Harris. A tough cover off the dribble.
Rose against Simmons. Rose passes to Snell. Here's Kennard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. With the shot. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Richardson. Rebound by the Pistons. Kennard's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Snell, guarded by Harris. Snell, the pass to Henson. Pass to Kennard. From deep three-point range, the putback, it's good on the putback. And that's 12 points for Henson.
What a turnaround for him since the half. More aggressive and more effective.
The drive by Simmons. Drains it from 9 feet away. And the 76ers lead by 4.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Rose kicks to Snell. Pass to Henson. Griffin down low, guarded by Horford. Griffin's shot is off.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Pistons trail by 4. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Henson finds Rose. Back to Henson. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 6 assists here tonight.
You know, as ice cold as he was in the first half, that's how hot he has been since the break. No one can match up with him right now.
Yep, it counts.
Beautiful choice by Richardson. The floater, a must-have if you're a guard in the NBA.
Rose passes to Griffin. And the pass to Kennard. Passes it to Snell. Back to Kennard. And it's sent back by Horford. On the wing, Harris. 3-pointer. Here's Embiid. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against Detroit.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Joel Embiid, taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
He hits both from the stripe.
And this team will make you pay when they get chances at the free throw line. It's helped them pull ahead here today.
Rose against Simmons. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
That's the kind of leadership you want from Blake Griffin, a guy who wants to take those big shots.
That one goes. Count it.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
It's a matter of want to. Helping out, contesting shots. You have to want to make the effort.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Pistons. Kicks it to Griffin. Just 5 to shoot. with some arc, and the layup is up and in. Griffin's got 8 here in the quarter.
Usually you wouldn't want your big man to do that, but Griffin is no ordinary forward.
Rose against Simmons. In the corner, it's Richardson. Here's Embiid. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Here's Griffin. No good. Shot missing. Good work defensively by Horford. Philadelphia leading by 6. Simmons dishes to Embiid. Count it.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Pass to Griffin. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Horford.
In terms of drawing fouls, Griffin is one of the best we have in the NBA.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that narrows the gap to 7.
The former 5-star recruit, first overall pick in the draft. Griffin's been slowed down only by injuries.
Blake Griffin hits them both.
Boy, did they need those free throws to go down. They're definitely within striking distance.
Simmons passes to Embiid, and the shot goes down. Embiid's got 10 points in the quarter.
And that's what Simmons does. His vision and accuracy make him a premier presence on the floor.
Here's Richardson, and a slam dunk by Richardson.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Philadelphia.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Excellent self-control and patience tonight.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equal to 2 wins.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Ben Simmons.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
And it's Detroit's ball, a 12-point game. Griffin against Embiid. Pass to Rose, and stolen by Simmons. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Al. You guys do it as a 5-man unit on the floor. How did you come together for this win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Great effort and a big win, Al. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. So long, everyone.